Net amigos, war in the Middle East, war in war in with Iran. What does it even mean? Unlike these people, I've actually been to Iran. I was working with the Persian Gulf Studies Center. There were a bunch of government analysts. They wanted me to do a travel show for Iran Press TV. My name is Brendon Lee O'Connell. You can see my Patreon link down below. And I just can't stand this bullshit anymore. It just drives me insane. I swore I was just going to sit here and have my small amount of carbohydrates, get back on the carbs after keto. Just got to try to tweak your body right. I'll get there eventually in my 4 hour diet window. And Preston Stewart is going to tell you some things. War is imminent. All these people, it's just one. Look, when you watch these people, and it's my job to watch them all as much as I can, it's squawk. They're either on one side, polarized side, or another. And it's like they have the same fucking script. It is the same script. Go to Iran. It's full of drugs. It's a party. No one gives a shit. Everyone loves Europe. They love Germany. They consider Angela Merkel a literal saint. They also love Hitler, coincidentally, but they don't believe Hitler ever killed a Jew ever, and everything is a lie, because Hitler praised the Aryans and Himmler was a big fan of Persia and so on. So they love it. These are things you won't know about till you go there. They're peaceful people, though, lovely people, highly educated. They're Europeans, basically. They're into Europeans. They want to be Europe. They hate Islam, the vast majority, 50, 60, 70% easy. They're Zoroastrians. They jump over fires at Christmas. They hate Arabs. And I'm being serious. I mean, blatantly in your face, hate Arabs. Consider them subhuman barbarians. Of course, there's a huge amount of hatred after the Iran-Iraq war, which was brutal. 7 years of brutality. I actually met a child psychiatrist who also worked with PTSD with soldiers, which was fascinating. The people are great, just as the Arab people, traditional cultures are great, but this is how they like it. The reason they keep Iran going, we'll listen to some of this, but the reason I keep telling you is to threaten Saudi Arabia and UAE. It's to threaten the Gulf states to do deals. Israel runs Iran, all right? President Rouhani spent 6 years in Scotland hanging with Jack Straw and Lord Levi. That's one step away from Lord Jacob Rothschild himself. They're always at Chatham House, Zarif. I stayed with friends of Zarif. It's all horsepucky. And Trump gave the game away. I mean, it's like post-truth. The reason that we live in a post-truth world is they just lie. Everyone just lies. Just lie. But you didn't say that yesterday. You said the exact opposite. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you're mistaken. It's called gaslighting. This is the gaslighting. So let's play a bit of Preston Stewart. War is imminent. They're evacuating the bases. Whereas only 8 months ago, Trump does a Fox News interview where he says, yeah, Iran rang me and asked permission to fire missiles and said, please don't attack us. So once you understand the nuclear weapon threat is not to threaten Israel, Israel's running them. Israel got via South Africa, Israel made sure Pakistan and India got the bomb. This is the great game, and Iran's not going to get a bomb. But what they are doing is threatening Saudi Arabia. Once you understand the hatred between Saudi Arabia and Iran, you will understand what this is about. You heard it here first. I mean, there's no analysis. It's just a fucking joke. I mean, it is a literal fucking joke. I've had analysts contact me, real US analysts, and yeah, we know you're true because we definitely know you've been to Iran. These are just people on the side who work in intel have contacted me because that's Iran. It's just full of drugs and parties and the whole thing's fucking fraud. Well, the Americans know it. But this is the great game. Listen to this crap.
Well, something's about to happen in the Middle East. In just the last 24 hours, the United States has begun preparations to evacuate personnel from a few U.S. embassies. President Trump said something's changed with Tehran. He's not as optimistic that they're actually going to get a deal done. And then just earlier today, the Iranian defense minister threatened to attack U.S. military bases in the region. So let's get into what we know. Starting with some statements that just came out within the last couple hours.
We don't need any more. These are just people. He's got 900,000 subscribers. He's now making a successful living. He's probably on about $250,000 a year US. Sitting down, just reading statements. There's no analysis here. There's absolutely zero analysis here. Zero. This guy's former West Point artillery, and, they're all hanging with Cappy, and all the boys are together with, what's his name? Who's the tubby guy who's apparently a triathlete, and he looks about 50 pounds overweight. You know the guy I'm talking about with his glasses, Intel Life. So all the boys there, all affiliated with the Pentagon, but they'll never admit it. Their handlers always wear civilian uniforms, but there they are. There's no analysis. Zero. So can you believe that open source information, they could easily show this and do some analysis and go, wow, No one knows what to do. Everyone's worried about war with Iran, despite the fact we have $1 trillion military that can take out Iran in about 3 seconds. Israel's been flying over. This is what I heard from a very good source who was hanging with Elon Musk at F-35, F-16 fighter demos, saying the guy's a fucking retard, and asked me, when did you meet him? I said, I've never met him. He's a fucking retard. It's obvious. This is 2017. And he was saying it's just a joke. Everyone would take out Iran in 5 seconds. The Israelis, right? The F-35 is totally automated. It will take off and land completely automated. And the pilot can sit there and play Angry Birds while the plane puts this perfect profile between the radars. So it will fly between radars, handling the perfect low radar return into the radars. And just they've been flying over Tehran for the last 8 years or so, longer. Just flying over Iran, taking pictures, laughing their asses off. No one can touch that thing. Remember everyone told you the F-35 was worthless? Don't get me wrong. The Israelis milked umpteen billion out of that because the Israelis built that aircraft, by the way. All the weapons and sensor systems, the helmet sighting cams, multifunction displays, wing sections, all sorts of stuff designed and made in Israel. And they even made engines in Turkey. Because this is the technology transfer. They have to keep the technology being transferred around so they can keep the military-industrial complex going, keep the fear up, manipulate and control local populations. That's what it's all about with the bullshit on the they're getting a nuke. You know, it came out of WikiLeaks that Colin Powell is talking to someone else in America, Colin Powell, on a Gmail account. And he's saying the boys, and he's talking about Mahmoud Ahmadinejad because he's actually real. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad saying to him, well, what are we going to do with the nuke? Polish it? We know what's going to happen to us if we use it. So that's everyone. No one takes this seriously. Just the idiots, just the Fox News morons, because they've got to keep this bullshit going. This is about keeping Americans busy, but most of all, keeping Saudi, UAE, Dubai, everyone in line to do the deals with Israel. That's what they're doing. Right? It's to scare. The nuclear weapon is not to scare Israel. The nuclear weapon is to scare the Arab world and to create that Federated States of Greater Israel. They'll divide it down the Euphrates River, and they'll have the Persian Empire one side, they'll have the Israeli/Empire, Arab Empire the other side, but it'll all be controlled by the City of London. That's what they're doing. So let's find Donald Trump, shall we? Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Iran wants to kill Trump. Really? Let's watch this. You'll laugh your ass off.
Mr. President, I want to get back to Iran. We lost 3 service members last week.
Didn't happen.
May they rest in peace. In
Didn't
Jordan,
happen.
an enemy drone from Iranian-backed proxies launched that deadly drone strike, killed our heroes. What should be the proper response?
Before you go too far, would have never happened with me. I had Iran in check. Do you know, we hit them very hard for something that they did, and they had to hit back. They feel they have to do that, and I understand that.
He understands that.
Do you know they called me to tell me we're going to hit a certain location, but we're not going to hit it. It's going to be outside of the perimeter.
Who called you?
Iran called me. Iran
Ladies and gentlemen,
called for me.
There you go. Right on Fox News. Now, ask the question. Don't just accept this. Tell me a single whore, filthy, dirty fucking whore online getting cross-promoted who pointed out that Fox News interview pointed this out. I didn't dig this out of my asshole as I escaped the NSA bunker in Hawaii with my big fan club over there. This is on fucking Fox News. Tell me one single cross-promoting, filthy cunt whore who has bothered to tell you about this. If that doesn't tell you how controlled this Ari and Rahm Emanuel show is, I don't fucking know.
And they let us know, and we had 16 missiles went off. I believe it was 16. 6 or 7 failed in the air.
When was this?
This was prior to the attack on a fort that we had where they hit back. Do you remember when they sent 18 missiles or 16 missiles? 5 failed. They let us know, don't move. We're going to have to hit you back. Psychologically, we have to do that because we hit them on something. You remember.
You see the show?
They sent
World Wrestling Federation.
16 or 18 missiles, and we knew they weren't going to hit inside the fort.
Oh, really?
And the media was going, and now I reveal it. The media was going wild because they say it's strange. They're very accurate missiles. How come they all missed?
Strange.
Nobody was killed, if you remember.
World Wrestling Federation.
All those missiles, nobody was killed. Now, they had to do it because they have people and they have to show strength.
Local population
missiles,
control.
But they said, please don't attack us.
Please don't attack us.
We're not going to hit you. That was respect. We had respect. When we took out Soleimani, you know, Israel was supposed to do it with us. 2 days before the take.
He's their asset. He's their asset. That's why. No, you can't take out Soleimani, for God's sake. He's our Osama bin Laden.
Out. They said, We can't do it. We can't do it. I said, what? We can't do it.
Has one whore bothered to tell you about Netanyahu and Putin? Has one single filthy cunt whore online? That's how bad it is. People just accept it. They just move from one orchestrated clickbait bullshit issue to the next. Literally, Fox News is now the alt media. What does that tell you?
A certain general who's great. I said, so General, do we do it ourselves? He said, we can, sir. It's up to you. I said, we'll do it. But Israel was a part of it. You know, Bibi was
Israel,
a big part
Russia-led free
of it.
trade zone.
Everything planned, everything, because what he has done is terrible. What he did to us was terrible. Killed so many of our soldiers. Killed so many people. He's the father of the roadside bomb. You know that,
True.
right? And
Chatham House.
We can't. It was just incredible.
Is any journalist going to contact me and ask for an interview? Like, Whitney Webb, the journalist, the fucking journalist. I was staying with friends of Zora's family in Iran. Anyone? Oh no, I'm counter the narrative. I'm counter the official narrative. What absolute fucking shit. These whores, these filthy whores online, they will just lie. It's just money. People say, but how do they control it? I said, it's money. For crying out loud. What don't you understand? You say to them, you got a wife and kids? Yep. Got a job? Yep. Are you scared of losing your job? What do you lose? Yeah, I lose my mortgage. I lose everything. Okay. So you're going to lie at work? You bet you'll fucking lie. You don't think these whores online who are sitting at home with their cheap Chinese studio lights are not going to lie? Of course they lie. And then they get told a narrative. They get a visit from the Pentagon. An official flashes their badge. Look, man, these things are handled quietly. It's complicated. It's not simple. And they fall into line, and then they get cross-promoted, and the money rolls in, and they just internalize the values and convince themselves that they're not stinking, dirty little fucking whores. And they are noted, and they are notarized, and they are marked, and they will be caught up with. I promise you. This year is going to be a year of years. I think every year before is the year of years. No, this one's going to beat them all.
Yeah, wiped him out too. Yeah. We took out al-Baghdadi, the founder of ISIS, that nobody could find except me.
There you go. That's and the game. See,
father of the roadside
Shake a fist.
bomb. Now, and beyond that,
WWF.
Killed many people. He was going to attack 5 of our military bases, and we took him out. And we took him out without Israel, because Israel, 2 days before the attack, they said we cannot.
You can't take out our main fighter, our main actor. You can't do that. We're trying to threaten the Arabs, you dumbass. Anyway, they're back under control. They've got everything back under control. Not entirely, but they've got their actors. They've done a new deal. Before they were going to get creamed. Now it's like, okay, let's do a deal now because we will switch everything off. There you go. There you go. You can find that on my channel. No one else has told you this. Find me a soul. Find me a single soul who bothered to say that is very significant and needs to be talked about. In fact, it's front page fucking news. There's Trump giving the game away again. But now he's back in. You know, if he needs to threaten anyone, he'll talk about 9/11 and maybe that needs an investigation. Dog whistle, he gets something he wants. He makes another $1 billion. He has been promised so much money. That plane is not for Air Force One. That plane is his. That is a gift. He is filling his pockets with the White House cutlery before he goes. He's going to go this year. He's going to go. I can feel it in my bones. I'll triple down on it and say, I'm wrong, but I know I can't. He's got to go. His behavior is inexplicable. He's just filling his pockets on the way out. The level of crass, lowbrow, pig trough behavior from these people, Lutnick is just a lowbrow, dirty New York, filthy fucking scammer. They're surrounding all the 9/11 people around him. People are not going to stand for it. Marga's not standing for it. So they're going to have to come up with some heavy shit now. So this will be a show. They'll go in, they'll bomb some sites. The beards will flow and they'll come out with their beards and their turbans. They go, we have survived the great Satan. And the bullshit continues. Anyway, I'll just keep explaining it and laughing about it and having $5 breakfasts at my favorite cafe. Have a great day.